My phone rang at 2 a.m., slicing through the silence of my dark bedroom. It was my 8-year-old grandson, Leo. I heard him crying softly, trying not to make a sound. His voice trembled as he whispered 3 chilling words. "Please come, Grandpa." Then the line went dead. My heart stopped. Fear flooded through me. I jumped out of bed, grabbed the first clothes I could find, snatched my keys and wallet, and ran into the freezing night. I drove through empty streets faster than I should have, my mind racing through every terrible possibility. When I finally pulled up to their house, the front door was wide open. Every light was off, but I could hear a low, angry voice coming from the back. I crept toward the kitchen and froze. My blood turned to ice. "Hello, everyone. Welcome to Behind Dad. If you love intense, emotional, true stories about danger, a grandparent's fierce love, family crises, and life-changing moments, hit subscribe and turn on notifications right now. This is a night I will never forget. My name is Mark. I have one daughter, Emily, who married Jake 6 years ago. Their son, Leo, has always been my little best friend. We fish on weekends, build giant Lego castles on the living room floor, read bedtime stories, and he tells me secrets he doesn't share with his parents. But over the last year, I started seeing strange bruises on his arms and legs. He became quiet, jumpy, and withdrawn whenever Jake was around. Emily always made excuses, said Leo was clumsy or Jake was just stressed from work. I tried talking to her many times. I even offered to let them stay with me. But she pushed me away and said I was overreacting. Deep down, I knew something was terribly wrong in that house. That terrifying night when Leo called me at 2 a.m. I didn't hesitate for a second. I stood in the dark hallway, listening to the angry voice echoing through the house, praying I wasn't too late to save my daughter and grandson. The voice from the kitchen grew louder, full of pure rage. It was Jake. He was clearly drunk, shouting horrible things at Emily. I had suspected he was abusive for months, but Emily always defended him. She said he only got angry when work was hard, that things weren't really that bad. I had offered to help her and Leo leave many times, but fear and manipulation kept her trapped. I moved closer through the shadows, my heart pounding so loud I could hear it in my ears. Then I heard a sickening slap, followed by Emily crying out in pain. Then Leo's small, terrified voice, "Stop hurting Mommy. Please stop." That moment broke something inside me. All the fear I had seen in Leo's eyes came rushing back. I had promised myself long ago that I would protect my family no matter what. I stepped into the kitchen doorway. Jake was standing over Emily, his hand raised to hit her again. Leo was hiding under the table, shaking. When Jake saw me, his face twisted with shock and rage. "What are you doing in my house, old man?" he shouted. I didn't raise my voice. I looked at Emily and Leo and said calmly but firmly, "Both of you, come to me right now." Emily looked at me with broken eyes. For the first time in a long time, she was ready to leave. Jake lost control. He charged at me like a wild animal, screaming that I was trespassing. I stood my ground. Years of being a father taught me that real strength is quiet and steady. I looked him in the eyes and said calmly, "Touch them again, and you will regret it for the rest of your life." Emily grabbed Leo and ran behind me. Jake tried to stop her, but I stepped in his path. He swung at me in blind anger. I blocked his punch and pushed him back against the counter. For the first time that night, real fear appeared on his face. I told Emily to take Leo to my car. While they ran out safely, I stayed and faced Jake alone. I looked him dead in the eyes and said, "If you ever come near my daughter or grandson again, I will make sure you lose everything." He tried to act tough, but I could see the fear. I had secretly recorded everything on my phone. I warned him the police were on their way, and I had clear evidence of what happened. That night, I drove Emily and Leo straight to my house. Emily cried the whole way, saying she was sorry for not listening sooner. Leo held my hand tightly in the back seat and whispered, "Thank you, Grandpa, for coming to save us." My heart was heavy, but I knew we did the right thing. The next morning, we went to the police station. I handed over the recording and the photos of Leo's bruises I had secretly taken over the past few weeks. Jake was arrested that same day. Emily filed for divorce and got a strong restraining order. The following weeks were incredibly hard. Tears, sleepless nights, anxiety, and moments when Emily doubted her decision. I stayed strong for both of them. I reminded my daughter every day that being a good mother sometimes means making the hardest choices to protect your child. Leo started sleeping better once he felt truly safe. We got him into counseling with a child psychologist. Slowly, the scared little boy I saw that night began smiling, laughing, and playing again. Emily moved in with me for a while. We turned the guest room into a warm, safe space for her and Leo. Watching my daughter find her strength again and seeing my grandson feel safe and happy in my home made every difficult moment worth it. Jake tried calling and making threats, but we stood together as a family and never backed down. Healing was slow but steady, and I was there for every step. 6 months have now passed since that terrifying 2 a.m. phone call that changed everything. Life looks completely different for all of us. Emily has a good new job she enjoys. Leo is doing excellent in school, making new friends, and the constant fear that used to live in their eyes has finally disappeared. Leo still calls me sometimes at night, but now it's to tell me funny stories from school or ask when we're going fishing again. He sleeps peacefully every night, knowing no one can hurt him or his mom anymore. Emily often tells me she doesn't know what would have happened if I hadn't answered that call. I always tell her the same thing. I will always come running, no matter what time it is or how old I become. That single phone call from my grandson changed our lives forever. It proved that a grandparent's love and quick action can truly save lives and break cycles of abuse. If you're a parent or grandparent watching this story right now, please never ignore that deep gut feeling when something doesn't feel right with your child or grandchild. Sometimes one late-night call can make all the difference between fear and safety. If this true story moved you, scared you, or gave you hope, drop a comment below and tell me. Would you rush to help your family in the middle of the night no matter what? Share this video with any dad, mom, or grandparent who needs to hear this message. Thank you so much for watching until the very end. I'm Mark, and this was my true story. Never hesitate to protect the ones you love. Stay strong, trust your instincts, and keep your door and heart always open. I'll see you in the next one.